Right side hitters, they stay out there on the right side, blocking their favorite spots and hitting their favorite spots.
Here we go, let's go, guys.
Eric Sado is at the service line, probably better referred to as the little E.
The little E, but he is dynamic. Throughout this tournament, he has really opened people's eyes with his defensive plays. Let's see if he can do it again here in the finals.
Fortune working off the block.
We mentioned that they're sophisticated international attackers, and part of that sophistication is to know when to open up and give it the big swing and when to just tool it off the side. That was Scott Fortune, a very smart shot.
Jeff Williams serves zeros. Ooh, jump serves wide.
Well, Jeff Williams is a good jump server. With Team Club Sportswear last year, he took them to numerous finals. His jump serve was effective. He's trying to get it back on track here in the finals this season.
Ma'a serves. Williams to Greenbaum to Williams off of Salmons.
There we see Jeff Williams doing the other things that made him such a valuable player last year. That perfect pass to set it up. And even against this big two-man block of Brian Ivey and Steve Salmons, hits that ball very hard off the hand of Steve Salmons and out of bounds.
Fortune with the jump serve. Salmons the pass to Sado. Ma'a deep and good off the top of the block.
High off the hands. Always a smart idea when you've got a big block. And every time out here in the four-man tour, you are seeing a big block.
Willie wanted to dig that. You could see that look. As the wind is blowing to Willie, that ball went long. Salmon serves. Oh, and Duke with a little one gone.
The outside hitters have had their day. Now, Dan Greenbaum moving the ball around. He's set every single one of his hitters now. And that's what you want to do to keep those blockers honest. This time to Tom Duke for a real nice smooth swing in the middle.
Duke did not look laid back on that play. Greenbaum serves it up. Oh, and Ivey quickly ripping down the line.
Well, we saw him stumble as he approached that ball and then still has enough strength to get up there and pound that ball down the line as if nothing is wrong. The question was, could Ivey do it out here against these big blocks on the beach? There's your answer.
There's a timeout, and we're tied at zeros on center court. We'll be right back. Volleyball tour. Before we get back to the finals action, let's take a look at how all of our teams did in the round-robin competition. John Lee start off with Club Sportswear. Yikes.
0-4. Team Club was a dominant team on last year's tour. You thought they'd be right back there again with much the same personnel. But maybe they thought the league was going to be the same. It's not. It's tougher. There's Jeff Stork making a nice dig in the back row, and Andy Klusman, one of last year's strong players, feeding Mark Miller for the put away in the middle, but they've got tougher opposition.
Speedo is back this year, led by Doug Partee. 2-2, John, not bad.
Not bad, and a very strong show by several of their key players, including Alan Allen. Makes a great upright there. He's a real strength at the net, coming from the national team. And Doug Partee, one of their premier blockers, he's really anchoring that team. A nice pass by Eugene LaDuff there, and Wally Goodrick has been leading that team from the setting position.
Well, Speedo just about got into the semifinals. They were outpointed by OP, who were watching in the finals.
But when you're tied at 2-2, as these two teams were, it's the point differential that determines who's in there. And there's Craig Buck trying it in the middle, but Tom Duke, strong performer, stopping Craig Buck.
What we're seeing, John Lee, is we're seeing actually our semifinal, which Bum Equipment lost.
Well, Bum lost it, but only 15-13. It was a fantastic match. Bum was 3-1 on the day and played OP in that semis, and the crowd just loved the competition. It was 13-all, and it took some great defense and some really strong blocking by Tom Duke in the middle to end it.
Well, that was a tough loss for the Bums. Here's the winners of the round robin.
And Paul Mitchell has taken this very seriously. Many of these players on the U.S. national team live here in the San Diego area, and they were out here early preparing for this competition, and it showed.
Well, I was impressed with their practicing, John. I thought one of the things that would help them, too, is Brian Ivey. He's at the service line. It's zeros.
Well, Brian Ivey is really the talk of the tournament. All the players are impressed by how well he's playing.
Ooh, bad pass, and they just can't stop that. Ivey gets point number 1.
Well, it was a bad pass that set that up. I think Scott Fortune bobbled that ball on the serve, and Brian Ivey, if he can be a force serving, he's going to be a real complete package.
He will serve 1-0. John Lee served into the net.
He tried to move the ball down the line that time. Got a point cross court, tried to surprise him with a serve down the line. Didn't work out like he planned.
Never ceases to amaze me, the skills they have, and sometimes it's so difficult just to get the ball in play. Duke serves. Sado to Salmons in the middle. That was a great call. Steve Salmons enjoying himself this opening weekend. Says he's having a good time.
This year, I'm pleased to say I have a very strong team. I have experienced players that are on the Olympic team, and they're all in great shape, so it's nice to be with the big boys.
And I'll bet he likes being with that little boy right there. Sado setting, and he's serving 1-0.
And serving is one of the specialties. His jump serve is one of the special skills for the U.S. national team.
Greenbaum goes to Duke, working off a double block.
Well, there's his counterpart, Dan Greenbaum, who's currently setting for the U.S. national team until Jeff Stork returns, and then they'll sort it out. But Greenbaum doing a great job of working these big three hitters that he's got at the net.
Williams, 0-1. Oh, Sado and Salmons.
I think they're trying to work Tom Duke a little bit. They're trying to keep him honest, keep him occupied in the middle, and that's the man he's got to stop there. Steve Salmons, who can either hit middle or right side. Here we see Sado turning at the last second and feeding a wide open Steve Salmons for the put away.
Well, there's the captain of Paul Mitchell, Pono Ma'a. It's still 1-0. Ma'a puts it in play. Williams goes to Greenbaum. Still up. Setters exchanging. And Ma'a rips hard from the outside to finish that one off.
Well, there is some competition between setters, and Greenbaum tried to dump the ball over to an unguarded piece of court, but with Sado back there, there's not much court that is vulnerable. He pops that ball up to Ma'a for the big kill.
2-0. Ma'a serves. Greeny and Duke just missed.
There's Greenbaum trying to go to Tom Duke, but a little miscue as far as the timing. And they're using a lot of very sophisticated approaches. Slides, and there's Tom Duke with a little slide to the left, but the timing was not key, though. Both blockers, Salmons and Ivy, were both up there in his face.
3-0. Serving Williams. Ooh, big push out to Williams, but Sambo just rejects that.
Well, Steve Salmons, an excellent blocker, and Greenbaum did his job. He got the ball outside to Jeff Williams, and one-on-one. Tom Duke drew Ivy up in the middle. Hitters one-on-one, but Salmons, an excellent blocker. Look at him pike over the net. That's what closes down left side hitters.
Points coming quickly now for Paul Mitchell. Ma'a puts it in play. And Salmons again isolated, stops Willie.
He's reaching to the angle, and Williams trying for more and more angle. He's finding just more and more Salmons. He's got to think about what to do.
We trade sides in multiples of 5, and that's what Paul Mitchell's systems have. It's 5-0. We'll be right back. This is the first stop, John Lee, of 10 stops. There's $300,000 total prize money on the tour, and first place is $9,500.
Well, that's a nice chunk of change for the winners, and even the losers take home a good portion of cash. We see the 5th place money down there, $3,000, and all expenses are paid, so there's no out-of-pocket expenses for any of these players that come to the tour.
Well, I hope all of our expenses are paid, too. Expenses right now, Paul Mitchell has really jumped up. It's 5-0 as we get back to play.
Well, Pono Ma'a is on a very good roll right here. He's trying to keep his team in the driver's seat. Starts by a serve in the court, and there it is.
Outside to Willie. Willie going off a double block, and Ivy just spanks him.
Well, that pass was a little bit off the net when they've been getting in trouble by setting the ball to Williams, and they have to go to him again because that pass was off the net. And big Brian Ivy and Steve Salmons, 2 excellent blockers over the net. They say that Williams is living in their house.
You can see Ivy scrambling across the net, getting to that block. 6-0. Williams with the pass. Greenbaum sets Fortune, and Fortune rips the cross court for the side out. He got what he wanted on that set, and he got what he wanted in the draft.
When I was drafting, I was looking for ball control players, and I got that in Jeff Williams, who's an excellent passer, and Dan Greenbaum, who plays on the national team. He's a ball control setter, and Tom Duke, who's also had indoor experience. And so I was looking for a ball control team with indoor experience, basically.
And Fortune will serve at 0-6. Sado pushes it out to Ma'a, and he is blocked by Tom Duke.
Well, that's what they need if they're going to get back in this game. That's their first point, and they can do it with defense. Tom Duke, who's had a very successful tournament blocking, gets up and over the net, along with Dan Greenbaum, repels that spike by Ma'a for their first point.
Fortune puts it up again. Sado backsets Ivy, and he gets the line.
And there's that battle of the big boys. Fortune blocking right in front of Ivy, but Ivy extends a little higher for that high hit down the line.
National freshman of the year. A joust at the net. Ma'a keeps it alive. Sado.
High off of Tom Duke's block. Here comes the chance for the put away.
Eric Sado there again, John.
Knuckler over the top. Fortune with a knuckler. Oh, that looked like Duke had put that ball away, but there's Sado again.
What a great dig. Here comes Fortune. Bono keeps it up. Ivy has it there. Sado keeps it in play. I can't believe that Sado got that ball. That was a missile.
Sado has just amazing instincts in that back row, and listen to the crowd. They're enthused about this play as well. That's the kind of thing that fires a team up, and that's what's kept Paul Mitchell's spirits high. When your team is digging balls like that in the back row, it can't help but keep you fired.
Well, we have to remember that Scott Fortune took the fire out of that play as he got the side out. Greenbaum will serve.
Here we go, guys.
Sado dishes Ivy, and Greenbaum just sort of took a wave at it.
Well, that ball was off the block. He thought he had a good shot at the dig, but it hit one of the blocker's hands and deflected a little bit. Those are the quick reactions that you need in the back row.
Six will serve one.
Thank you.
Brian Ivy at the service line.
And after a long rally like that, keep in mind that Ivy has to get from the service line all the way up to block. Looks like he's going to block the right side this time. Let's see if he can get all the way up there and still be a force on the block.
He gets there, and Williams hits long. We've got a whistle.
I think Ivy might have stumbled on his way to the net and maybe netted.
Net on Brian. Net on Ivy.
And that's what Rick Olmsted calls. He calls the net on Ivy. And when a guy hits the ball out of bounds and you inadvertently touch the net, you just want to chop your hands off. It was a pure point sitting in his lap and couldn't stay out of that net.
And it was a break for Ocean Pacific as they try to get back. Salmons off the block of Fortune in the middle.
And there's the strength of Steve Salmons. He can hit right side, he can hit middle, he can block middle, he can block right side. That's a lot of flexibility for your team to have. There he is, extending and hitting the ball off the outstretched arm of Scott Fortune. And then that's a big arm to get by, too.
Sado serves the hook. Fortune, Sado keeps it up. And it's still up. They're reading Fortune well. Oh, that was not over, John.
There's Pono, and fatigue is an issue in these long rallies. We just had one long rally a minute ago. There's Pono. He's smiling about it, but he wishes he could take that swing back again. When your team digs a ball, sometimes it doesn't pay to try and hit it hard. You just have to keep it in. Otherwise, all their defensive efforts have gone for naught.
Williams serves 1-6. The Mikasa Beach Pro in play.
Very nice extension by Tom Duke to get over the net. Back to Duke again. A nice extension on that hit, but it extended well beyond the court, unfortunately, Duff.
Holy cow, it's out of here. Ponoma liked to see that one fly, and he's very happy with his draft.
Well, I feel really good about our team this year. It's a big team, probably the biggest team out on the tour. We try to make up for our ball handling by blocking a lot of balls back on our defense. So it's been really effective for us this first tournament, and even though it's windy, we hope that the ball control won't be a big problem for us.
Their ball control has worked just fine. After the side out, Pono Ma'a serves. 6-1. Ma'a goes to Willie. And Fortune, that's not over, John Lee.
Well, maybe fatigue. It looked like fatigue might be a factor on that play. Fortune's been hitting nice and high. Looked like a pretty good set, but he drilled that one right in the tape.
Well, it's not over for OP, but it's tough. We take a timeout here. OP is trailing 1-7. We'll be right back. Court, it has been very tough on Scott Fortune's Ocean Pacific. 7-1 Paul Mitchell. Pono Ma'a serves. Duke flying at the net puts it away.
Duke was way up there on that one, and Greenbaum using him well, but he can't set that ball without the perfect pass. Here we see Greenbaum going up for the set in the perfect spot, and Duke just cutting that ball right past Brian Ivy.
After the side out, Scott Fortune will serve. Sado to Ma'a, and Ma'a to Williams. Hard.
There's that high, heavy hand of Pono Ma'a, who was the leader of the entire tour in kills last year. Hit that ball high. If it goes off the block, whether you dink it down or you hit it off the tape and it still goes down, it's always a kill. And Pono was the season's best last year.
Not bodies left on the court at the end of the tournament. Thanks, John Lee, for clearing that up. Ooh, Fortune. Great angle.
Just ripping the seam. Scott Fortune with a very strong wing of his own out there against a blocker and a half. When they don't close that block on Scott Fortune, he's incredibly tough to stop.
So, John, let me get this straight. That was also a kill, right?
Sure. If he goes up and pounds the ball off the top of the block, if it ends up going down or out of bounds, it's still a kill.
Salmons unable to really attack the ball there. And Fortune with another point. OP needs those.
That was a powerful spank down the line. Jeff Williams gave a nice set from the right side all the way out to their money man, Fortune. And what a nice, crisp line right by Eric Sado, who was trying to dig that ball, but just moving too fast for him.
2-serve-7. Greenbaum, the setter of OP. Ivy. It gets outside to Ma'a, and he's got that nice little dink angle right there. It's good.
Well, that's a classic side out for Paul Mitchell's team. Brian Ivy, whose passing was a question mark. Could he pass that good ball? He gets it to Sado. Sado's quickness really enables him to get to that ball. And there's a cut shot. That also is a kill. Not a powerful spike, but a real nice cut shot by Pono Ma'a to the unguarded cross court.
Well, John Lee, it didn't take long to see those changes because right here in the finals, it's the new teams and the new players.
So we've got a lot of strength. National team strength with Ivy and Eric Sado and Greenbaum and Fortune, and they're all out here on the floor. I think that's exactly what we're seeing, is a much stronger field than ever before.
And there they are. Ivy serves it up. Fortune working on the right. Eric Sado, a great dig. Oh, but it goes wide.
Oh, there's Sado again doing his magic. The ball went out of bounds on the set. But, boy, Sado can really keep that defense up. This team's going to be scoring more points.
We came back after the side change. It was 8-2 Paul Mitchell. Duke serves the other way, and the other score, 2-8.
He's going to be trying that jump serve. He's evened out the sand for his approach. Spanks it, but very nice pass by Pono Ma'a.
Duke with a block on Ivy. Sado goes to Ma'a, and he is blocked.
Very nice two-man block. There's Dan Greenbaum, a good blocker indoors. Seems to have it on the beach as well. Turns that right side in. Really a nice, tight, closed block, and that's what you're looking for. Set's going to go outside to Pono. Nice jump set by Eric Sado. Plenty of room to swing, but just a lot of Fortune and Greenbaum in the way.
A lot of room to swing, but no room to side out. 3-serves-8.
Ooh. In the net. Boy, that can take the wind out of your sails. Making a little comeback. You just blocked a good ball. Want to get that one in, Tom.
Pressure time.
Still up now. Sado sees the shot quickly. Boom. A point.
Not just a great digger, not just a great setter, just a fantastic athlete. He sees the court so well. Because the shot by Fortune, and it gets dug by the retreating Salmons. Sado stole a little glance, saw an opening, and says, here, put it right there.
Great read by Sado, and he serves 9-3. Ooh, just long.
Followed by an out serve. That's tough. You want to make it tough. You want to serve the sidelines. You want to serve the deep corners, but you got to keep it in, too.
Tough serve can make for a tough pass.
Sado, we saw him giving some signals to his hitters. Takes a good pass to work a play, though, and that wasn't a good pass. Turns into a point opportunity for OP. It's like a net violation.
Net on Ma'a. Net on Ma'a.
Well, that's a tough break because that was another superb dig by Eric Sado in the back row. A good double block, well formed, hit down the line, but dug up in the air, but we saw Pono Ma'a netting perhaps with his leg as he went up on that block.
Williams serves 4-9. OP is getting back in this thing. Oh, Ma'a does find the line.
And he showed them cross court, had his shoulders going cross court, and just twisted it down the line. A very nice control on that line spike.
Big side out from Ma'a that time.
It's always nice after you've made an error to come back with a side out. Let your team know that you're still on top of things.
Pono serves. What can you say? That was long gone. They're still chasing that one.
You can talk about being on top of things, and Tom Duke is on top of that hit. Very nice extension. Look at that nice long arm by Tom Duke, and Greenbaum setting him in the perfect spot to get that ball over the block.
4-9 Fortune serve. Sado quickly, but Duke got to him. And Fortune off the block. Greenbaum. Here comes Duke. And here comes Sado. Salmons. Ma'a. No, it's long, it's wide, and Ma'a is out of play. He's saying hi to some of the lovely spectators here in San Diego.
He's taking his time over there. He's not too anxious to leave. That his wife's here today. It's kind of a danger zone for Pono over there.
Dan Greenbaum and Tom Duke slapping 5 on how things have been clicking.
Fortune will serve.
Well, what's clicking is that we have great passing, and our ball control overall, I think, is better than most teams. And we're a pretty quick team, I'd say, all the way around. The other teams have a little more size, but I think our quickness is going to help us out.
Well, their quickness is helping them out. They're getting back in it, John Lee. It's 5-9.
What they need to get back in it is from some of those tough jump serves of Scott Fortune's to go in. That one was a little short. Need to get a side out to get it back.
At the service line, 9 serving 5.
Scott Fortune, a very sophisticated, very intelligent player. He doesn't let those things bother him. He'll come back with a perfect pass there.
And it was. Ma'a moving to the ball, side out.
That was a good move by Ma'a, retreating off the net really quick. And how quickly you can get off the net is very important in 4-man because there's more court to cover.
5 serving.
Now Greenbaum's got to get this one in. The rule is if the person before you misses the serve, you just keep yours safe and get it in.
Great short serve. Bad pass. The ball is still up. A chance for a point. Oh, and Sado digging, but it is a point from Fortune.
And a very nice off-speed hit by Fortune. Didn't try to overpower the big block that was right in front of him. Went high off the hand. Deflected the ball so that Sado couldn't run it down. Here we'll get a look at that. Real nice block. A nice set by Greenbaum. Off the high hands and out of bounds.
As we trade sides on the center court, Paul Mitchell and Ocean Pacific are 9-6.
4-man action. We're coming right back.
Welcome back to San Diego, California. Duffy Wilson along with John Lee. Right now, Paul Mitchell Systems has jumped out to a 9-6 lead. John, I got to wonder if Team Ocean Pacific has run out of gas.
Well, it's very possible. That was an extremely grueling semifinal they had, and it takes just a lot of heart to come back after a long, long match like that.
Let's get back down to the center court and see if they can stay in this match. Dan Greenbaum will serve 6-9. He does not serve the ball into play.
Well, their block has been working. I don't know why they're trying such tough serves. It looked like he was just trying to get that one in. Let Tom Duke and let Fortune block that ball up there. Get that serve in.
Ivy serves. Ooh, Greenbaum back sets Fortune. He works off the block.
And a very nice high hit by Scott Fortune. That's where size is an advantage. Here we see Duke detaining the middle blocker for a moment, but really there's a pretty good block, and right through the seam is Scott Fortune.
Tom Duke serves 6-9. Sado back sets to Ivy. He doesn't have a big swing. Sambo should have put that away. And Williams hits hard for the point.
Well, those opportunities for Steve Salmons don't come too frequently. He had nobody up there and just decided to keep it in. There was Fortune to retrieve the ball. Set goes right back here to Williams, flying on the right side. Puts it away to the deep corner. Nice spot to hit the ball to.
Tom Duke will serve 7-9. Oh, right there. Salmon's working sideways. He gets the side out.
And there's the good pass that makes it possible again. Then they can work the middle. There comes that pass by Pono. Up to the right, the jump set, and there's Salmons, a nice big target for their setter up there, and hammers that cross court.
The front line for Paul Mitchell, and Sado just off the top of the tape.
And when the ball touches the tape, it's no good on the serve. During the play, it's permitted, but Rick Olmsted's got his hand on the tape to feel if that ball might graze the tape as it goes over.
Jeff Williams serves. Ivy with the pass. Opportunity for Fortune. It's still up. Ma'a had to go way out into the apparatus, but he hits long.
He had to take a wider approach than he wanted to. He was outside, didn't get outside quite far enough. When you're on the left side, that is a prime objective, to get wide. Pono's calling a timeout to try and regroup a little. They've lost that big lead that they extended early in the match.
With a timeout on the center court, it looks like Ocean Pacific is going to get back into this match. Up to 8-9, and Jeff Williams has an opportunity to tie this up.
What we're seeing is a great comeback here. Down 8-2. OP did not give up. They kept whittling away, kept passing well. There's a tough serve. And some nice defense. That's what's going to get them back in this game.
Williams with a great dig. Salmons sets Pono Ma'a. He was too far from the net. It doesn't convert.
Oh, there is Tom Duke. He's been a force. He helped him with blocks just like that get through that semifinal game. There's Duke preparing to go up in the middle. Look at the anticipation. He comes out here to the outside. Fortune gets off the net. And there's Tom Duke with another perfectly timed block.
And we are now tied. Williams for OP. Salmons couldn't get a full swing. Duke keeps it up with a tomahawk. Willie goes back to Fortune. Sado with a great defense, but his dig goes wide.
And Jeff Williams is the man who is really playing defense on the other side. That's several balls in a row now that he's just been in exactly the right spot back row. Here Willie comes in to set. Sets Scott Fortune well off the net so he doesn't have to worry about anything. And instead of trying to make the big kill, Fortune rolls it over to the top, and even Sado, with his quickness, can't get to it.
And now Ocean Pacific with their first lead of the match. Williams puts it in play at 10-9. And he digs another ball from Ivy. Salmons making it tough on Pono. Willie has it up. And Fortune is blocked by Salmons and Ivy.
Well, that was a very nice block at the net, but we see some very erratic setting. There's a set too close to the net for Pono. He just got one way too far outside. Pono going up and keeping it in with a knuckle. The set goes outside now to Fortune, and look at Ivy get over that net with nice penetration.
Pono serving 9-10.
Pono's back there to serve now, and he's just having a nightmare out there on the left. An outside set, an inside set, close to the net, back. They've got to stabilize their serve receive if they're going to get back in control.
Back set quickly to Duke, and it's put away. Ma'a goes to Sado, and Ivy working off the block. Williams has got it up. Greenbaum goes back outside to Fortune, and he converts. I'll tell you what, Ocean Pacific not running out of gas. They're in the passing lane. They're up 11-9. We're going to take a side change. Speaking of sides, how about the U.S. side, John Lee? The U.S. national team.
Well, look at these strong players, just one after another. Olympic gold medalists, and a head coach of the Olympic team, Fred Sturm, says this beach game is fabulous for him. It makes him strong. It puts him in competitive situations week after week. He loves this game.
Ocean Pacific is loving this game as they are now up 11. San Diego, the home of the U.S. Olympic team.
And the men's Olympic team coach, Fred Sturm, is here in the crowd. He's watching his boys out there doing the job in the deep sand. He thinks this game's beneficial because it's a great physical workout. Nice competition, and there's Scott Fortune back to serve, one of his proudest players. A good workout for him here today.
Well, they get out of the gym, all those drills, get a chance to go outside, make a little money, thanks to Budweiser and all of our sponsors. Scott Fortune serves it up 11-9. Sado to Salmons, and Duke with a little block. Nothing worked that time for Paul Mitchell.
Well, Duke seems to be getting better and better as the games get closer to the end. He really picks up his blocking profile, and he's been one of the big reasons they've been able to make this return to dominant. 12-9 now they lead.
Fortune serves. Pono digs out that tough serve. A great set. Good hit, but it looks like he hit long.
Well, Salmons was a little in front of the ball. The set was just a little bit behind him, so he had to reach back to hit the ball. Couldn't get on top of it and carried it out of bounds deep down the middle.
Fortune, 13-9. Ma'a with a pass. Sado goes outside. Ma'a with a chance. Long.
Sometimes everything's going right, as it did early in the game. Now everything's going wrong for Paul Mitchell. They can't find a court. There's several plays in a row that they've been swinging. Looks like they have a nice put away, but they're just hitting it out of bounds. A little tight, maybe.
The crowd is fired up, and they should be. They have seen Scott Fortune's team, Ocean Pacific, score 11 points in a row, John. They're at game point.
Well, this happens at lower levels. People wonder how teams can give up so many points. It happens even to the big boys, these Olympic-style players. There's a lot of hands going up there helping the referee call that ball out of bounds.
Bounces one off the top. When things are going your way, he even gets the bounces off the top of the net.
And we see kind of sluggish movement by Paul Mitchell. Here the set goes to Duke, again coming through under pressure, but not really very much reaction. Off the block by Pono, just letting those balls hit the sand.
Greenbaum has another chance for the win. Sado goes back. Ivy. Williams keeps the ball alive, and so does Greenbaum. Okay, start again. And Ivy, not this time, side out.
There's a big put away. Now they're trying to manufacture that adrenaline that can get them back in this game. It's going to take good passes like that one to make these hitters effective. There's that big swing, cross court. That's a mighty nice swing by Brian Ivy.
Ooh, not what he was looking for. 9 served 14, but now we go back to Ocean Pacific's attempt, their third try at championship point, and it'll be Tom Duke. Tough pass, and Ivy converts.
Well, it's nice when you make a bad pass for that setter to come right back to you. You get to bang your way out of trouble. You've gotten the team in jeopardy. On championship point, that's not good. Brian Ivy was strong enough to bang his way out of trouble.
Eric Sado will serve. Williams. Greenbaum of the joust as Williams' pass went over the net, and that is a point. Eric Sado will serve next at 10-14.
Net on Duke. Umpire called net on Duke.
You see Greenbaum going up for the set.
Net on Duke.
Maybe Greenbaum touched that net, but Duke's well off the net. We can see it on the replay.
And now we're at 10-14. Sado will serve. Fortune from way out in the right.
And there is a nice back combination. I talked about the international sophistication of the offense, and there is Greenbaum with a little back combination. Duke fakes the back one. Instead, he gives the ball a little back two-set to Fortune, who puts it away fine.
We go back to championship point number 4. Williams serves. Tough serve. Sado scrambles for it. It's Ivy. He is blocked by his Olympic teammate. Now his adversary, the big guys, go up at the net, and it is Scott Fortune, the winner on that play.